G'day folks, here's my October collection update. G'day folks, Jeff here, welcome back to the channel. This is another collection update. This is October stuff that arrived. There's plenty of it and we're already like 2/3 of the way through November, so I'll be doing another one of these soon for lots and lots of crap that arrived in November. So firstly I just want to thank Bjorn from Grotesque Bliss for this spiffy shirt that he just sent me. Yeah, I love these guys. I reviewed this demo a couple of months ago, I can't remember when. It's a Queensland Death Doom band. Friggin' excellent. If you get they seem to be playing live a bit these days, so if you get the chance to see them, bloody do it, because I reckon that'd be killer live. I'm very, very eager to see them at some stage. So yeah, awesome demo. I'll put a link to it below, and yeah, thanks again, Bjorn. Love your work. So anyway, let's get into it. Alright, first up are a couple of 7-inches that I got from Bad Habit Records in Queensland. First up we've got the Exhumed, and they're split with Pantalones Abajo Marinero. This one originally came out on Discos Al Pacino with a cool little slightly relapse-ish flyer. Yeah, this is from 1998. The Exhumed stuff is, this is like a year before they recorded Gore Metal, so it pretty much sounds exactly like that. Classic lineup of Matt, Ross, and Cole. Yeah, extra raspy sort of vocals on this one. It sounds friggin' killer. Really chaotic bloody solos as well. I think it's only 2 songs. The second song, Masterpieces, is just a mid-pace sort of crusher. Just sounds so good when the deep vocals kick in. Bloody love it. I think both songs are on that Platters of Splatter compilation that they put out, so yeah, you can track them down there or get by one of these. I've been trying to get this for years because I'm a huge Pantalones fan. I've got most of their stuff now. I still like their original demo, which, yeah, I don't like my chances of getting that one, to tell the truth. But yeah, getting there. I've got most of the wax now, I think. So yeah, this is a just hyper fast, crazy grind band. Amusingly, it says there's 2 guys with sort of, Spanish sounding names, but yeah, it's Hagamoto from Bodies Lay Broken and Fresh Meat and Extremely Brutal and a lot of other bands. He's also the guy behind Discos Al Pacino, so yeah, it's I love the fact that they always list a drummer, even though it's so obviously a drum machine. Yeah, this is just 7 untitled songs. They're pretty much always untitled. I think one of their releases has song titles maybe, but yeah, well. But yeah, 7 songs, 6 minutes. It's friggin' fast, and it's just the vocals on this are even crazier than usual. Like, his stuff always sounds pretty similar. He likes a certain guy, surname is Steer, from England somewhere. There's always a similar style, but the vocals on this are just intense, insane stuff. It's beautiful. So yeah, very, very happy to have this one. Yeah, it's just. If you haven't heard Pantalones Abajo Marinero, yeah, check the links below, because yeah, I mean you've probably heard Exhumed and you know what they sound like, but Pantalones is something special. I love it. The other one that I got is and I bought this mainly just because I was buying that Pantalones one, was Hemorrhage, and they're split with DNAC. So these are 2 Spanish grind bands. Hemorrhage probably the more better known of the 2. Yeah, this is catchy as hell. This is this is also 1998, so I think Hemorrhage already had maybe a couple of albums out by now, so yeah, it's catchy, killer grind as usual. This one actually sounds a bit more like Impetigo than Carcass for once. Pretty raw sound, I gotta say, but a really good energy to it. They cover, Cortatu, which I assume is a punk band based on how it sounds. It gets pretty hemorrhage to rise toward the end, but yeah, it's pretty good. The DNAC stuff is, way more raw. It's just straight grind with really aggro, pain, scream sort of vocals, and some pretty damn powerful, deep sort of growls as well. Siempre Agapiado is my favourite song here. It's got some odd rhythms and weird sort of drums on it. Plus, I mean, they cover Boneyard by Impetigo, so it's pretty fitting. But yeah, honestly, their album, which is just called Grindcore, that's what you really want to get from DNAC. And yeah, you can't go wrong with Hemorrhage either. So comes with a little booklety thing. Ooh. So yeah, this is kind of weird seeing a Hemorrhage cover that doesn't have the artwork by the guitarist, but all good. Very happy with this lot. Next up is one I got from Napom Records, even though it came out on Hammerheart Records. This is God Macabre with the Winter Long. I won't talk long about this. This is in my Swedish top death metal albums from 1 to 15. So I recommend you check that video out. So yeah, this is just a recent reissue. I don't know if this came out originally on record or not, but possibly it'd be very expensive if it had. So I just thought, what the hell, I'll get this reissue because it does have an extra track as well. So yeah, Swedish death metal gods, that's all you need to know. Alright, next up are a couple of tapes that I got from Bloody Oath Records. These are both Parasitic Equilibrium, and this is their split with Iron Ghost, and this is their split with Luminous Aether. Now, there's a sad story to tell about these. Not totally tragic. As you may be able to see, this tape got didn't get mangled. It got buggered up, and the tapes sort of slipped around a bit there. So, yeah. This is from my new tape deck. I basically put in the split with Iron Ghost, put on the first side, which I thought would be Parasitic Equilibrium, but it was actually the Iron Ghost demo, sort of, what's it called? Putrid Spawn, their rehearsal thing. I went, I recognise this. So fast forwarded, flipped over, started playing, and got that, the worst sound to get when you're playing a tape of, yeah, not happy. Quickly got it out. It's so yeah, I'll be getting some jeweler's screwdriver and see if I can rescue that one, because I was pretty peeved about that bloody tape deck. I mean, this is my recentish tape deck. I've played maybe 15 hours worth of stuff on it possibly, and it's mangling brand new tapes. It's not a good sign. Plus the place where I bought it, it's actually got out of business, so that kind of sucks. So I'll show it off anyway. This is a Parasitic Equilibrium split with Iron Ghost. Iron Ghost is a sort of kind of black thrashy kind of band from Brisbane. Their stuff, I reviewed that other version of this, exactly the same thing, in my July 2024 collection update, so you can check that one out. But Parasitic Equilibrium stuff is thankfully on their Bandcamp, which is linked below, so you can hear that. So yeah, I can't say I've listened to it that much yet. This one, I'm pretty sure this is the one that was just slow. Starts off slow and sludgy sounding and pretty much stays there. Really deep vocals. Usually Parasitic Equilibrium are, kind of Black Death, really fast and intense stuff. I mean, this is still intense, just slow intense. So, yeah, it was a decent change of pace. The other one, this is the split with Luminiferous Aether. Sorry. Yeah, this one is a bit more normal as far as Parasitic Equilibrium goes. Again, I had to. I'm not risking this tape. I'm going to have to try a couple of dud other tapes on my tape deck just to make sure it's still working, because I don't know how to pull these bloody things apart. I'll have to find some skilled person. And of course, these are like super limited, 50 issues of these tapes or something, so I don't want to kill it. So this one, yeah, the PE stuff is, nasty stuff. I really love it when, it's tough as hell. There's like mostly growled vocals, really chunky sound, and sort of mid-pace, but then when they go to blast, and I think it is possibly a drum machine, but it's just so tough when it goes to blast. I love it. A mate of mine, I was talking to him in Melbourne the other day, he saw him live and said it was friggin' intense, and yeah, he's in some nasty bands, so if he says it's intense, holy crap. So yeah, this is Rocket from like Bean Flipper and Warp Spasm and so on. I've discussed these guys a number of times. I some reason collect a lot of their stuff just for the fun of it. And yeah, this stuff is freaking killer. I think it's Drown, Kill, Brain, the fourth song. It's got the usual powerful, deep sort of vocals, but then he just does these bloody crazed screams. It sounds pretty nasty. I like it. The other side, though, is Luminiferous Aether. This is actually Brent from... he used to be in a band called Sluggard, and was in Robber and was in Convent Guilt as well. Good old Sluggard. I haven't listened to this one for a while. We got this Sluggard demo on like friggin' just a CDR and cardboard little sleeve. They were bloody killer as well. They were sort of kind of death metal-y sort of. And this is pretty similar. It's just a follow-on. I don't know why he changed. I think maybe they used to play live. I can't remember, but yeah, I think Brent's doing pretty much everything on this. It's not too different really. It's sort of ancient sounding death thrash sort of stuff. So there's the inside of that. Pretty not the most exciting tape, but and yeah, his stuff sounds pretty damn tasty. Again, I haven't risked my tape, so it looks like I'll be listening to the Bandcamp version, which the link is below. So yeah, I'll be checking that one out a bit more because it sounded bloody killer. Just nice raw sort of sound. Sometimes I don't like raw sound, but this one's that sort of raw but clear sound, if you know what I mean. So sounds crusty but not too bad. Just death thrash. Can't go wrong. Alright, up next is one I got from Ryan from Gospel of the Horns and Destroy 666 and Funerary Pit. He was selling this on Facebook, so I was like, yeah, sure, why not? This is Crypts Open the Crypt. This is their first sort of 12-inch. I didn't really need this to tell the truth. I've got this compilation CD that has it and the other 7-inch on it anyway, but I really love Crypts. This is one of my favourite current Finnish death metal bands. They're so killer. Plus also like 3 out of the 4 of the songs are on this album and actually sound shitloads better on this Unending Degradation, I think is the name of it, album. But yeah, I just couldn't resist. I saw it there and went, yeah, why not? What the hell? This is actually the first thing I heard of theirs. I think I just downloaded it because I'd read something about them and it was, So I'm quite happy to have the original. I think Dormant of the Ancients is my favourite on here. It's just, these guys are just, this is at them at their mega bounce, as I call it, phase as well, when they just have the chunkiest, bounciest sort of riffs and a really slightly too loud bass on this as well really helps it as well. I don't know, it's just, bounce is probably the wrong word, but that's just how I think of it. It's just beautiful. Open the Crypt is the main song on this, and as I said, the bass is way too loud on it, but who cares? This is interesting because it's got Summon from the Abyss, which didn't make the album, and I can kind of see why. It's just a bit bland compared to the other 3 songs. Nothing wrong with it particularly, but it's just nothing super exciting about it. Pretty basic little sheet on the inside, thanks list and the like. This came out on Detest Records and very old Masako and Ojo logo down there. For some reason this made me think they sound like Autopsy. None of their other stuff, even though these songs are on the other album, for some reason it just jumped into my head that it sounds like Autopsy a bit. Maybe that's a lot of things. I listen to a lot of Autopsy and a lot of things remind me of Autopsy, so maybe it's just me, but I don't know. But yeah, it's these guys are masters of the evil sounding Finnish lead line as well. It's just beautiful. So very happy to have this. Thanks, Ryan. Love your work. Alright, up next are a batch I got from Sphere of Apparition Records, quality label from Queensland. First up is this tiny bloody thing. This is Blue Holocaust with Feeding Fury. This is a very small CD. Very cute. And it even comes with, it's a real shame actually, it's killer cover art by Pierre, like the main guy in the band. It's freaking tiny. You even get lyrics if you got a... Oh, okay, actually I can sort of nearly read that. Not quite that blind and as a bat. This is essentially this French gore grind. This is essentially demo songs from their why am I holding this up? It's freaking tiny. It's demo songs from their Flesh for the Cannibal God, their second album. So with vocals that are added later, I think. All the songs are on the album, but the demo is actually a bit cleaner sounding, actually. It is missing the sort of whammy mania kind of guitar solos and the samples as well. So it is still the same versions of the songs, just not the finished versions really. So I assume this is with their full lineup. Lovely wet gurgly vocals that just These guys are, yeah, they sing about lots of serial killer. Oh, actually, not serial killers. Sorry, serial killer movies mostly, giallo ones. Yeah, I haven't actually played this CD because my CD player is one of those ones where you just like slide the CD in, and I'm scared it's going to swallow this and bugger up my CD player. Maybe I'll read the instruction manual and see if it mentions playing tiny CDs. Probably not. I don't know if there's something you can get to stick it in, but yeah. I don't think I have anything with a knob in the middle to jam the CD onto anymore. So anyway, I've downloaded it. I know what it sounds like. It sounds bloody killer. So it's a shame this is only on this format, but hey, gore grind, can't go wrong. Up next from Sphere of Apparition is Blood-Soaked Necrovoid with their album Expelled into the Unknown Depths. How could I resist a band called Blood-Soaked Necrovoid, really? This is Death Doom from Costa Rica. Yeah, I like this. It's very murky, and for once the term cavernous is very fitting, I reckon. It's mostly crawling sort of doom, but there are some fast bits on this as well. I think it's the third song, Viciously Consumed by the Unfolding Unknown. It's got a killer evil sort of lead line towards the end that just nasty sounding. I like it. It's very Lovecraftian space horror sort of lyrics that fit the music quite well, I think. I'll read the other song titles. We've got Dispossessed in an Asphyxiating Endless Darkness, Perverted Astral Intoxication for a Death Incarnation, Inescapable Transference of Profane Malignity, Existential Dismemberment by Transcendental Nothingness, and Traversing the Threshold of the Treacherous Depraved Absolute. Yeah, good stuff. Honestly, this does kind of drag a bit because it gets a bit samey after a while, but it's still friggin' nasty if you like your Death Doom sort of stuff. And I mean, the thanks list is a prime example of what you're going to get here. Eternal Hails and whatnot to Eternal Darkness, Disembowelment, Inverloch, Ripiculo, Winter, Sorrow, Incantation, Autopsy, Morbid Angel, Disma, etc., etc. So yeah, they know their stuff, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm happy to get this one. I might try and track down a bit more Blood-Soaked Necrovoid, possibly just so I can keep saying that name, but also it's bloody nice. Also from Sphere is Carnal Diaphragma with The Garden of Earthly Delights. Now, this is Czech gore grind on Bizarre Leprous Productions, so yeah, you can't go wrong, really. This is just fast, catchy gore grind. There are lots of sort of straight grind kind of sections on this with screened vocals, but then, yeah, lots of gurgles as well. Kind of slightly lacks a bit of bottom end for my gore grind likings. You know, if you happen to catch my gore grind video before YouTube took it down, I very like rumbly gore grind, sort of like Bile. So yeah, this is not like Bile. I do like the loud sort of clangy kind of bass on this. Yeah, honestly, this is not as good as their sort of classics, Preparation of the Patients for Examination, or Space Symphony Around Us, which are like 20 years old now. So yeah, they're bound to change slightly, but still sounds pretty freaking similar. This is interesting, though. There's no artist listed, so fairly certain, and I'm not too worried that, yeah, I think this is AI artwork, I'd say. It's just got that sort of look to it. I mean, if it's some artist, then they've done a damn good job, but if I was them, I'd be a bit peeved that there's no credit on here, so at least I'll give them the fact that it's weird, very weird AI art. I don't know what the hell's going on there, but Urethral Kiss, lovely. So yeah, it's at least they've utilised it strangely. I mean, it's obviously Hieronymus Bosch sort of inspired kind of stuff. I mean, his Garden of Unearthly Delights was quite the masterpiece, really. But yeah, so good, fun, catchy Czech gore grind. Not too shabby at all. I did quite the order from Severe Repetition this time, so I also got this, which is Delirium with their Zoo album. This is an old Dutch death metal band, and this is from 1990. This actually is a compilation that has the Zoo album, plus the Delirium demo from 88, the Amputation demo from 89, and some live stuff from a 91 gig when they played with supporting Paradise Lost and Cathedral. That would have been quite a decent gig in 1991, bloody hell. But yeah, this is very Celtic Frost, sort of Hellhammer sounding, and thus sounds like other bands that were influenced like by them, like, you know, your Obituary and Winter sort of stuff. It's more than blatant, but hey, I do not mind. If you're gonna be influenced by someone, might as well be a damn fine band like Frost. So, I think the Sign of Earth even has like a Dethroned Emperor, very similar sounding riff in it. Plus, I was like a slight hint of your kind of early St. Vitus sort of style doom on it as well. I don't know, just something about the guitars just kind of popped into my head when I was listening to it. One thing I don't like about this is the drumming's a bit simple, really, and strangely the demo, one of the other demos, is a bit faster and more interesting. I don't know, it's odd. The album itself, yeah, it sort of veers from like pretty damn slow songs to kind of faster mid to slightly fast-paced sort of chunky stuff. Really good deep vocals as well. So yeah, freaking killer album, that's for sure. Of the demos, the 88 demos, their first one's pretty freaking thrashy, much less gruff vocals. Actually, some weird sort of King Diamond-y sounding, not the high King Diamond, but the non-high bits. Also maybe a bit of Kronos-style vocals at times, like from Venom. Still got quite a bit of that Frost riffage, especially on Desert Winds, I think it's called. The 89 demo's a lot better, and possibly the highlight on this, I reckon. It's much more deathly, sounds, I mean, I think that all 3 songs are on the album as well. He sounds quite a bit like John Tardy on this. Yeah, you can't go wrong there. And the live stuff on here is, yeah, not the best sound, really. Vocals are way too loud, which is not a bad thing because they sound great, but yeah, and I mean, you do know the songs after having listened to the album and the demo versions as well, but plus they even do a cover of Circle of the Tyrants, so I got this mainly because this was, for some weird reason, back in the days before, probably before Discogs, when eBay ruled the world, the original press of this, I don't know if it was the CD or the LP version, used to sell for ridiculous prices. I don't know why. I was just rare as hen's teeth, I suppose. I don't know how many were pressed to the original ones. No chance I'm going to get one of those, but oh well. But yeah, just like the Sorrowside album, like the Icelandic death metal band, I think. They were just stupidly expensive. I don't know why, no idea. I mean, it's bloody good, don't get me wrong. It's sort of worth it, but, well, it's not really worth a couple $100, but... So, yeah. But and one thing, I've never been quite sure what's going on that cover. Aside from the band name, which on the back, as you can see, is got capitalised towards the end, so... No idea. They're Dutch, maybe they partook in a little too much greenery, who knows. But yeah, this is a Memento Mori reissue, by the way. I think there's multiple versions. Don't know if Dark Descent or maybe Misako did a version as well. There is a LP version of this, which I probably should have got. This does come with sort of kind of liner notes. I'm just pulling this apart because I dropped the cover, I think. So it does have some, tiny bloody font stuff in it. Yeah, I don't think it... Oh, yeah, it's got a slight write-up, which was kind of interesting. Like, it's from various people, one band member and like various zine writers and, Onus from Pentacle and various other people from Dutch bands saying, oh, yeah, they were bloody killer live. Oh, that was really good. Gee, they stole Mutilation riff for the song Amputation. About 3 people mentioned that. So, yeah, they obviously like their death, so nothing wrong with that. So, yeah, not a bad little score. I'm happy to have that one finally. Also from Sphere of Apparition is Corpus Aul in their 2024 demo. This is ex-Cerebral Rot blokes that moved from Seattle to Austin, Texas. Cerebral Rot put out, an album and an EP or 2. I really very much like them. It's just deep, rumbly death metal. And they've pretty much continued it on this, a nice combo of your sort of Finnish style and US death metal sort of stuff. This has got even more gurgly vocals than Cerebral Rot, so it's definitely up my alley. It's a reasonably murky sort of demo sound, so it's not exactly perfect, but what are you going to do? It's only a demo. I believe they're recording an album with Billy Anderson, so that should sound a lot better, I'd imagine. But yeah, this is killer. I love the weird sort of lead line that they use in, I think both songs have it actually. It's just, yeah. evil sounding. I like it. So yeah, I'd highly recommend checking these guys out. This is Corpus Aul. There'll be a link below, so good stuff. And lastly, we have a freebie that Sphere of Apparition and nice enough to send through. Thanks, Jason. I really appreciate it. This is Carl Akuma with their Troya EP. This came out on Nuclear Winter Records, and yeah, these guys are death metal from Bangladesh, so we're certainly getting around the world today. Yeah, so as I said, Nuclear Winter, so yeah, unsurprisingly, it's got hints of Dead Congregation and sort of grave miasma sort of style to it, especially on the first song, Ego Death. That's probably the most Dead Congregation-y sounding one. It's a bit of slight dissonance on it too as well, so just classy modern death metal, like really good stuff. Does have, it's not all blasting, I mean it's a lot blasting, but it does have some quieter sort of moments. I think the third song, Ignorance is Bliss, is got some sort of drawn out bits that sound pretty decent. I did just listen to their LP, In the Mouth of Madness, and yeah, this sounds quite a bit better, I reckon. So yeah, very happy to have this one. You might have recognised this from my A to Z of underground death metal that I did as a response to Simon from Explosive Action. So yeah, this is bloody good stuff. I wouldn't normally have thought to buy this, so thanks again, Jason. Much appreciated. I love your work. All right, up next is one I've been waiting for a while. This is the brand new Abramelin album. This came out on Hammerheart Records, which is where I got it from. Yeah, Sins of the Father. Look at that charming album cover. It should actually come with an alternate cover, which I don't think is quite as bad. I mean, sure, it's a woman sucking on a corpse's neck, but at least he's not ramming a crucifix into his guts. One thing I'll say about this before I discuss the album is it's bloody great. And in the inner sleeve, they've got the making of the album cover with all the makeup and so on. And yeah, that the demon woman on the cover is the singer's daughter. I don't know who the unlucky priest guy is, but classy. So yeah, these guys, pretty damn brutal death metal from Australia. Seen him live a ton of times. One of my favourite vocalists by far, Simon. He's just massive raw. This is kind of bittersweet, really. This is their first album without their original guitarist, Tim. He's sort of retired from the band or something or other. So now most of the songs are written by Matt, the other guitarist, and Dave Haley from Psychroptic, who's the drummer. There is one written by the bass player, Rob, which unsurprisingly sounds... he's managed to work in an Earths-like sounding section, which is one of his other bands. All the lyrics are written by Simon, as always, and yeah, this is one of the few bands that I actually read their lyrics like all the time because, yeah, I won't read them out because, yeah, they're a bit rude. But yeah, they're just always just filthy, but twisted, but kind of humorous as well. Usually, I think it's the gory hole on this one's great. It's sort of about insects taking over the world via glory holes. Yeah. And I think my favourite song on here is probably the really speedy, fast, brutal one of Man's Best Friend, which has some fun lyrics as well. But yeah, I just love the cover art. It's so good. This also came with a sticker. And the vinyl version of this is kind of fitting, I think, for Abramelin. It looks very stylish. So yeah, this is nothing new for these guys, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah, this is friggin' killer death metal. Just yeah, prime stuff. All right, next up we're doing a couple of Canberra bands, bit of local action. This is Half Mongrel with their Capital Punishment album. This is a rather old hardcore band from Canberra. Very Aussie sounding. This is from like 1998 or something or other. So very Aussie sounding. They sound quite a bit like Ford Defence, unsurprisingly, sharing members, and other just Aussie hardcore bands. Most of the members of this band actually went on to be in the VBs at one time or another. There's like Tomo on vocals was the drummer of the VBs, and Noro, the drummer on this, is now the vocalist of the VBs, and Gleno, bass on this, is still bass in the VBs. So yeah, they get around. It's been a long time since I heard this. I basically got this because Noro found a batch of these, probably stashed under his bed, God knows. I'm assuming he must have been boxes lately or something, because I did buy a very ancient Crucifixion Squad thing off him recently as well. But yeah, he put this up on Bandcamp. I was like, yeah, why not? What the hell? I did see these guys back in the day, and I remember vaguely remember enjoying them a lot. This, yeah, didn't quite grab me, to tell the truth. I don't know, Tomo's vocals just don't really do it for me. I kind of thought these guys are a bit wackier, but it's pretty straight ahead sort of stuff. I do really like the song Fashion Statement, and I do like the fact they sample Rodney Rood on there briefly, referencing half mongrel, which, if you're wondering what that means, it's a partial erection. So they do actually they cover Emergency by Girl School on this as well, which goes bloody alright. So yeah, it's not too bad. I'm glad to have it. I have a feeling my mate Dean put this out. This came out on Third Strike Records and New Start Records, and New Start was the Doll quite a while ago. So yeah, good stuff. So yeah, it's just pretty basic Aussie punk. Not too bad, but yeah, it didn't really blow me away. The other Canberra release I got this time was Primeval Butcher with their self-titled tape, which came out on, well, this is the Iron Fortress version. I think they self-released it beforehand. So yeah, this is a kind of death thrash kind of band with pretty damn raspy vocals. They're probably a bit more thrash than death, I think, but do have some sort of blast beats occasionally and so on. So yeah, this is like Dave from Plowshare, and I don't know if he was in Bloodmouth as well, maybe for a while, but yeah, definitely from Plowshare, and I think he was in Vile Apparition as well. So yeah, pretty damn tasty, just death thrash sort of stuff. Really enjoyable. It's only 3 songs, so yeah, I've got to listen to this a bit more to tell the truth, but seeing it's on tape, maybe I'll be listening to the MP3 a bit more. There's a link below. Honestly, I was completely sold by that cover art. I'll put a full version of it up, because it's just bloody gold. So yeah, very, very promising. I don't know if they're going to play live at all. Who knows? I haven't seen them listed on a flyer yet. But yeah, just very promising, I reckon. I'm looking forward to an album from these guys. Oh yeah, I've got to show that this Primeval Butcher came with this huge friggin' thing, which is a bit weird with the tape, but me managed to survive the mail somehow. So yeah, you get full lyrics and cool artwork. So thanks, fellas. All right, next up is a batch I got from Headsplit Records from Portland, Oregon, I think in America, legendary label. As usual, got a nice package from Disgustor. So you threw in the latest newsletter, which I completely forgot I have, so I haven't read that yet. Some tasty little stickers, Headsplit ones, and Putridarium, and various other ones that are on the floor, Hemorrhoid, plus a nice letter on Headsplit stickers where he says, Mental Jeff, thanks as always for your support, mate. You're a good egg. Thanks, mate. Love it. So yeah, I got about 4 CDs from these guys. First up is Moryghoul with Friends with the Dead. Sorry, this is one that Headsplit themselves put out. This is just a death metal band from Ohio. It seems to be a one-man band. He's got a batch of other bands such as Imperium, Lawless, and Morgue Dweller. I like the sound of Morgue Dweller. It's to be Gorgrind, so I'll be checking them out. But this friggin' blew me away. I was very happy with this one. I think it's mainly because Headsplit have a YouTube channel that I'll put a link to below, because they just put up all their releases, the whole thing. So yeah, when I'm just sitting around bored, I'll just bung on their stuff. They have quite a variety of different styles that they put out. So half of them I'm like, yeah, maybe not. But more often than not, they'll be like this, and I'll be like, bye. Because, yeah, this is freaking killer. Very heavy, detuned death metal. Good bit of the old Mortician influence in it. As I said, it's a one-man band, so I think it's drum machine, but it's not really that. It's mostly human sounding. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. Yeah, as it says on the front, down-tuned, deranged death metal. Actually, maybe this came out on Acid Redux. Sorry, not Headsplit themselves. I tell a lie. Yeah, there's really great groove on the title track, Friends with the Dead. Super deep, possibly processed vocals, but I don't give a crap. It sounds sick. It's bloody awesome, and I think it's, Fatal Reminder is friggin' heavy as hell. I really like the cover as well. I was I started listening to it, and I just recognised the samples immediately, and I thought, well, is that Ed Gein? So did a bit of scouting around, and you know, I'd always wondered where the hell those Ezra. You'd know it if you know Mortician or these guys. So I'll probably just peeked the shit out of the audio then, but yeah, the Ezra stuff is. I did eventually work out it's from a movie called Deranged from 1974. It's like American horror movie about Ed. It's about Ed Gein, like inspiration for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I don't know if he ever used a chainsaw, but well, rather sick individual guy. And so yeah, I sure enough maybe downloaded Deranged and watched it, and holy crap! Yeah, that was a. It's an indie movie, so it was a bit budget, but oh yeah, it had some, and that's where all the Ezra samples are from. The wages of sin are death. It's mostly his crazy mother hacking at him. So yeah, it's inspired by Ed Gein. It's supposed to be it, even though he's called Ezra in it for some reason. So I'd always wondered where, because I've heard those samples a ton of times, and it was yeah, pretty brutal movie in parts. Yeah, classy stuff. So, and yeah, the cover art is very similar to the. I'll put them up side by side. The very similar work in it. So yeah, the actor in that movie, gold. The main guy, he was bloody awesome. So yeah, this album friggin' rules. They've got a new album, or brand spanking album actually. This is from a couple of years ago, I think. A new one called Norman, which is about Psycho. So another Ed Gein inspired sort of movie, that's for sure. So yeah, if you like Mortician, you'll definitely like these guys. Yeah, just heavy, stupid, love it. All right, a definite head split release was this Putridarium with their, what's it called? Necrologia del Sadismo, excerpts from a deranged mind. Yeah, this is brand spanking album. These guys are German death doom, or more accurately, slow death metal, I think is probably a better way. They've been going since 2020, and this is their debut album. So actually reminds me of Coffins in parts. Maybe Coffins meets Incantation, that sort of thing. So, yeah, it does get blasty occasionally, but it's mostly slow to mid-paced, lovely weird sort of vocals. I think it's the start of Wretched Carcasses, like weird vocals at the crawling sort of start of that. Really killer sound, just filthy bass. It's nicely audible, I like it. They actually have a couple of weird little sort of interludes that sound very much like your classic Goblin. Like, I'm assuming they're big fans of ye old bodgy horror movies. I'm not sure if that bit there, the chick who's about to lick that eyeball, I can't remember if that's necromantic maybe. I don't know. I'm still getting over the first time I saw that movie like 30 years ago or something. But yeah, the little interludes are sort of very much like your Goblin sort of style, like from all the Fulci movies and so on. Yeah, they just sound like they're straight out of some giallo movie. They're both by an Italian guy, Giorgi Trombini. He's from a band called Dolore and Assumption, and also Undead Creep. Plus killer cover art by Altar of Worms. So yeah, can't go too wrong with this sort of stuff. It's as you can see from the band photo, yeah, tough guys. Yeah, just quality slow death metal. Love it. It's great stuff. I think I've got a 7-inch of theirs that might have already arrived and I haven't listened to it yet. So yeah, good stuff. And lastly, from Headsplit Records, and one you'd probably recognise from my A to Z of death metal one, this is Morbidity with Malignant Necropsy. This is another brand spanking Headsplit release. This is a newish Chicago band from, I think they only formed last year maybe. Honestly, I didn't like that. When I saw that cover art, it looked a bit too cartoonish, but on further inspection, it's, yeah, not too bad. Again, this is another one I discovered through the Headsplit YouTube channel and just went, yeah, buy that one, that's for sure. Just nice fusion of Swedish and US death metal, just basic stuff, but they just do it all right. There's a bit of an autopsy feel in parts, and yeah, the drummer is probably one of the highlights on this, as I think I said in the A to Z one. He's got some really nice cymbal work and just smooth as hell, great sound, it's just classy. I'm not sure if I said this in the previous one, but yeah, I drove around listening to this a bit when I went to work and thought I had a problem with my car just from the bass drum thumping away. So thankfully when I paused it, the car was not making horrible noises. So yeah. I think this also has like some demo versions which are a bit rawer than the newer version tracks. Plus, it's got an autopsy cover on it, so yeah, not too shabby. There is a tape version of this on Iron Fortress as well, but yeah, happy with the CD. So yeah, thanks again, Disgustor. Love your work, mate. Keep up the damn fine work. All right, these next three are from Black Sound Records in Melbourne. As I said in my gig review one, they've just opened up a new shop, so highly recommend if you're in Melbourne to go check them out. I'll put the address below. Excellent store. Sad that I didn't actually get into the store, but yeah, I'm still buying stuff online, including these three things. So first up, we've got Sedimentum with their Derrière les portas d'un arcane transcendente or something or other. Yeah. This is a brand new release on Masako, on Ojo, on Ojo, sorry. Yeah, this is a new EP from these Canadian, Quebecian death metal band. It's mostly slow to mid-pace. There's some really weird sort of that kind of Finnish Demolici kind of, well, also like the Canadian band Cthelist. It's that weird angular style riffing occasionally in this one, especially I think the third song, Inhuman Celeste. There's also a bit of a Disma sort of feel, but it kind of lacks the real mega riffs that Disma have. But that one thing they do have is a really good use of space. They allow it to breathe instead of just cramming a million things in, just making it an amorphous blob. I think the second song has a sort of clean guitar bit at the end that gave me that sort of nice hint of your old disembowelment sort of style. Who are just the masters of that weird alien sounding clean guitar over just most ridiculously detuned heavy crap. I really love the big thumping drums on the third song as well, and as I think I referenced in the my A to Z one, yeah, there's like a bit in, I can't remember what song it is, but it comes with a poster as well. There's a bit where it sounds like a harmonica for some weird reason, and then isn't, but it's just lead guitar, but it's weird sort of, I don't know how they did it, but maybe an effect of some variety, but it just sounds odd. I think this is just black vinyl, yeah. Born black vinyl. But yeah, I'm very happy with this one. It's got to listen to this a bit more. Their previous album, which I loved, I think it was on my year-end list last year or the year before. So I'm definitely happy they're still putting stuff out, because yeah, this rules. Also from Black Sound Records is Black Curse with their Burning in Celestial Poison album. This is their second album. This is an American band. This has got members of Spectral Voice, Primitive Man, Chemist, and now Ulthar, I believe, although I don't think he actually plays on this. This band used to have Morris from Blood Incantation, but he's no longer in them and not on this. So he's probably a bit busy with Blood Incantation and Spectral Voice. So this is mostly just furious, chaotic Black Death. It does have some slower sections as well that are friggin' powerful, that's for sure. The previous album, Endless Wound, really impressed me. It was just a great mix of kind of war metal insanity with just some chunky death doom. I really like the vocals on this. It's like tortured, insane sort of vocals from Eli. He's a Spectral Voice drummer and singer. And so it's pretty similar, but probably a bit raspier here, I think. As I said, I really love it when they slow down. Just gets even more sinister sounding. I think it's the first... the end couple of minutes of the first song, what is it, Spleen Girt with Serpent, just killer dirge with crazed ranting over the top sort of vocals before then kicking back in with some blasty goodness and then a kind of chaotic Slayer sounding solo. It's, yeah, got everything. The final song, Flowers of Gethsemane, it really shows the sort of Titan blood feel that they have, but then with a bit of the Spectral Voice style as well. So yeah, it's the drumming on this is friggin' intense, and when I looked him up, I saw he was in Vasileth, so yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, this comes with this is just black vinyl, comes with this spiffy little booklet. This came out on Sepulchral Voice, I think. So yeah, nice little booklet with cool artwork and arcane lyrics and the like in it. So yeah, great package. This is a bloody nice album. I'm very keen to listen to this a lot more, I think. As you might have guessed, we were in Melbourne for a week, so yeah, I didn't get to listen to a lot of this stuff quite as much as my usual amount, so some of these reviews are a bit short, but this one I've listened to plenty of times and I love it. It's bloody awesome. And last but definitely not least is the new Blood Incantation album, Absolute Everywhere. You may have seen a few people talking about this one. This came out on Century Media. This rules, basically. This friggin' rules. I may have obtained a less than legal version of this well before this, so I have listened to this plenty of times. The proper album is just 2 songs. They're both about 20 minutes long. The Stargate is side 1, and then The Message is side 2. Oh, actually, that's 23 minutes long, sorry. You may have seen a absolutely awesome film clip. I think it's to The Stargate, or one of them has just a killer bloody clip. I'll put a link to it because it just rules. So yeah, these guys are back. If you followed these guys, you might have heard Time Wave Zero and gone, what the hell is going on here? Time Wave Zero was sort of an album in between where it's all keyboards. It's just Tangerine Dream style mellowness. I mean, it was all right. I still don't actually own it. I've been kind of hanging out to get the fancy version of it. So it was like a 5.1 Blu-ray wanky something or other that I just thought, oh, well, if I'm going to get it, I might as well get the super fancy one, but I missed it, so I'll keep trying. And honestly, the Luminescent Bridge EP that came out last year maybe didn't really blow me away, but this did. Oh, it's just friggin' killer. There's a lot of mellow stuff on here. It ain't death metal all the way through, that's for sure. There's guest synths from bloke from Tangerine Dream and member of Hallas as well. There's just total Pink Floyd sounding solos on it. It just melded so perfectly with the 70s synth stuff. It's even got guest vocals from the guy from Necros Christos, and who's now in Sigen. Not sure what vocals he does. Like, I assumed he did the mellow. There's there's only a hint of clean stuff on here. I think it's on the second song, The Message. But I watched live footage of him recently that I'll put a link to it below because it was freaking excellent. It was just a gig they played, last week or something or other that was really good quality. I think they just played this in its entirety and then maybe Luminescent Bridge songs off that. I don't know. I didn't recognize them particularly, so they probably weren't off the first, or off Starspawn, or probably not the second album either. It was friggin' nice though. I'd be more than happy to see these guys again. So if you want to come to Australia again, fellas, that'd be bloody nice. I think the initial version of this I've got like splits it up into bits and pieces of the songs for some reason. So I think it's part 3 of the Stargate, which is probably, a third of the way or 2/3 of the way through it. It's probably my favourite section. It's got like a mega riff on it and just everything going on at once. It's freaking awesome. The start of The Message is pretty Morbid Angel domination-y sort of style, but it changes pretty rapid. Everything changes pretty freaking rapidly on this. It's just extra proggy with the synths, but it just works so well. Normally I probably wouldn't be the giantest fan of this sort of style, but I don't know, here it's just perfect. So bloody good. Really good production as well from Arthur Risk, who did, Luminescent Bridge and Spectral Voice and Black Curse and Cavalera re-records and plenty of other stuff. So yeah, bloke's got some talent, that's for sure. So yeah, this is the LP version. Comes with a band looking tough with their jackets done all the way up, and then lyrics. This is the gatefold transparent turquoise one, which is quite a nice colour, really. So I got that, but I couldn't resist and got this one as well. This is the Fancy Pants CD version, which came with this bloody thing stuck on the back that I don't want to throw out, but now it's slightly bigger than LP, so it sticks out. So I'm going to have to fold it, I think. So yeah, 3 CDs and a Blu-ray earbook. I don't know why it's called an earbook. So essentially it has, the first disc is new album, unsurprisingly. Disc 3 is Luminescent Bridge, like the EP that only came out on record originally, so I guess they were saving it for this. Disc 2, though, which honestly I haven't actually really listened to yet. I started listening to it and then ran out of time. There's original motion picture soundtrack to All Gates Open. So it's only 4 songs, but they're like 2 of them are like 20 plus minutes long, so it's probably a full length. From what I could tell, I only listened to the first song and it sounded pretty keyboardy, you know, spacey Tangerine Dream sort of stuff. So, yeah, sounds bloody good. I don't know what is if All Gates Open is a movie they're making, or they just did a soundtrack to it, or what. So, and then the fourth disc is the Blu-ray one. I think it's got like a documentary or something or other on the making of this, which, shit, I gotta watch that. Sorry, rather unprepared for this review. Plus a 5.1 mix as well, which I don't have the capability to play, but it's one of those things where I like to, you know, plan for the future when I finally get around to getting a stupidly good system. So it's got an introduction from Ross Dolan from Immolation, just talking about how cool they are. Whole lot of behind the scenesy kind of stuff, and you know, band photos of them recording, and so yeah, I haven't read the vast majority of it so far, but it could be quite interesting, I think, because yeah, they went to Germany to record this. Oh, that's a cool picture. Oops, whacking the mic. So yeah, this is, and yeah, at the back, much like most of these ridiculous book things, you get all the discs there. So very much looking forward to digging into this a little deeper, because yeah, this album friggin' rules. If you haven't heard it, definitely check it out. Even if you didn't like Time Wave Zero, this has still got plenty of death metal on it. Don't you worry about that. And yeah, amazing stuff. The one thing I will whinge about though is that this fancy box set with a million things in it doesn't have that cool video clip that or not that I can tell, it's not listed at any rate. Maybe I should actually watch the Blu-ray before I say this, but it doesn't seem to have the video clip, which is a shame, because I could have bunged that on quite easily. So, as I said, it's on YouTube, it's still good to watch, but I don't know, it'd be kind of nice having a super spiffy version of it. So maybe it is on there somewhere, we'll check. But yeah, I'm super happy to have this, because yeah, that's a friggin' damn fine album, and it'll definitely be on my top 20 of year end, that's for sure. So, yeah, Blood Incantation, they rule as always. Alright, so that's a heap of stuff that arrived in October, and yeah, I got a heap more from November as well, so I better get around to listening to that stuff. So, yeah, lots of stuff, and thanks again to Bjorn for the lovely Grotesque Bliss shirt. Killer stuff. I'll put up some flyers for their upcoming gigs. I think they're playing with Portal next year in Brisbane, and another gig maybe with, I don't know if they're playing that one or not, but at any rate, they're playing with Portal in April, I think, so, which I'm kind of tempted to go to. It's in Brisbane. I've never been to a gig up in Brisbane, so if I'm going to go to one, might as well see the Masters themselves, Portal. So, but anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you again soon. Cheers.